You are listening to the Why Smart Women podcast, the podcast that helps smart women work out why we repeatedly make the wrong decisions and how to make better ones. From relationships, career choices, finances, to faux fur jackets and kale smoothies. Every moment of every day, we're making decisions. Let's make them good ones. I'm your host, Annie McCubbin, and as a woman of a certain age, I've made my own share of really bad decisions. Not my husband. I don't mean him, though. I did go through some shockers to find him. And I wish this podcast had been around to save me from myself. This podcast will give you insights into the working of your own brain, which will blow your mind. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I'm recording and you are listening on this day. Always was, always will be, Aboriginal land. Well, hello, smart women, and welcome back to the Why Smart Women podcast. It is the beginning of May. I'm in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, on the northern beaches, and it is, I'm sorry to say, but it is glorious late autumn weather here. People are still swimming and we're having a marvellous time. Now, what I would like to talk about today, David, are you ironing while I'm trying to podcast?
Well, yeah, I mean, I need a shirt for tomorrow. And
Did you have to do it right now?
Well, I figured I could do this while we're doing the podcast and then we can watch a movie or something. But I've got to get my
what movie? What movie are we going to watch?
Well, you said Hail Mary, wasn't it?
That does sound good. Anyway, back to me. Today on the podcast, listeners, I'd like to talk about what has made me cranky.
Oh, here we go.
And I thought what I might start with, there's a thing in the Sydney Morning Herald, which is a daily newspaper here in Australia, in Sydney, in fact. And what they do is they have this thing called What I Eat in a Day. And it's generally intensely irritating. So I'd just like to read out what this particular... Right, so what she is, Fiona Tuck, is a skincare and nutrition expert. The 55-year-old shares her day on a plate, so it's her day on a plate.
Can I guess what she ate?
Go. Yeah. Okay, hang on. 5:50 a.m. So she gets up frigging early because she's amazing.
Does she have, shark cartilage and collagen or something?
No, go again.
Okay, a moss.
A moss?
Moss,
She's not eating moss. No. I'll tell you what she eats. You can go for the next one. So 5:50 a.m. Decaf soy latte. Why does it have to be decaf? We know that actually caffeine is very, very good for the brain, but never mind. And a large glass of warm water with fresh ginger.
And maybe I have an answer to that question.
What?
If she had caffeinated coffee in the morning, maybe she'd become
perky.
Maybe she'd become self-aggrandizing.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
This is a way to keep that under wraps.
Under wraps, right. So then, exactly. So then she has a large glass of water with fresh ginger. Now, last time I looked, influencers and nutritionists were drinking warm water with lemon juice. That was the way to start their day, which does absolutely nothing but irritate the stomach and affect the enamel on your teeth. But anyway, on we go. That's at 5:50 a.m. I don't know what she does in between 5:50 and 8:30. So what's that? That's 2.5 hours. That's 2 hours, 40 minutes. Anyway, 2 hours and 40 minutes yesterday. 2 hours and 40 minutes later.
She's probably optimizing her schedule.
Yeah, she has a bowl of homemade fibre. What is homemade fibre?
Homemade fibre.
What is homemade fibre?
Well, the moss.
What? I'm serious. What is homemade fibre?
Well, maybe she's got some roughage and she just chops it up and makes it edible or something.
Homemade fibre.
Keep reading.
A bowl of homemade fibre and protein-rich breakfast trifle made from organic frozen berries mixed with flax seeds, chia seeds, psyllium husk. Bear with me. That's it.
Oh, there's your fibre.
What?
The psyllium.
But why is that homemade? I don't know why. Oh, the whole thing's homemade.
Yeah. She mixes it up at home.
Oh, God, I hate her. Anyway, I would just like to examine that. So Okay, the first thing is organic frozen berries. Organic is a marketing ploy and it's a completely useless title to describe anything. Never buy anything organic. It's absolutely ridiculous. They still use pesticides. It's just stupid. Anyway, frozen berries. In only quite recently, or at least the past couple of years, there was an outbreak of, what's it called? There was an outbreak of gastrointestinal illness from frozen berries, so maybe not so great, but anyway. And then she's got flax seeds, chia seeds, psyllium husk, antioxidant Reds powder. I don't know what that is.
It's a product.
What is Reds powder? Oh, Reds, as in Reds powder.
It sounds like a
Antioxidant. We need this notion of antioxidization being a good thing is ridiculous. It's stupid. And hot water. Couldn't she have put milk on it? Why can't she have milk? Why does she have to have hot water? It sounds disgusting. Anyway.
No, I mean, milk could be anything.
What? It could be anything in milk. Yeah,
I mean, the cows may not have eaten organic grass.
It's true, yeah. And then she has that topped with low-fat Greek yogurt. What's wrong with full fat? What's wrong with full fat?
Well, you're always sort of, cutting the fat out of my diet, aren't you?
You're a little bit overweight.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
but
that's nice.
Well, it's true.
I'm going back to my ironing.
Do. Walnuts and pumpkin seeds plus 1 shot of greens powder and 3 omega-3 capsules.
Oh, hang on a minute.
What?
So greens, we've got Reds powder and greens powder.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like powdered
Greens.
red peppers. The red powder.
Yeah.
They'll dehydrate a capsicum or something like that. And then...
Yeah. Now, the thing about the 3 omega-3 capsules, I don't know why she's having them, but there's no evidence that they actually do anything.
What?
Yeah, there's no evidence for omega-3 capsules.
That's a big claim.
Well, it's true. It's a true claim. It's nonsense. And then, so that's at 8:30. Then only an hour later, so she must be really, I don't know, gagging for her next meal. She has a soy latte with whatever marine collagen peptides. So peptides is the new black. Again, if you see peptide, listeners, if you do see peptides being advertised in something, run 100 miles in the other direction because there's zero evidence that they do anything.
Did you say marine collagen?
Yeah, marine.
Marine. So maybe I was right about the shark cartilage.
Yes, actually, you may have been. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, so that's got her through to 11 a.m.
And she's not having a decaf at that point. She is actually having a coffee now.
Oh, no, I didn't say coffee.
No, you said she was having a soy.
Oh,
an almond
okay.
latte.
She's actually having coffee. Oh my God,
no,
that's heroic of her. Then at 11 a.m., she has a large mug of hot water. She's keen on that.
Yep.
And fresh ginger with goji berries. Now,
goji berries.
Goji berries are the most overhyped antioxidant nonsense berries.
Don't they come from the Himalayas?
Or something. It's total nonsense that they're worthy, but she has that because her acupuncturist, no evidence that any acupuncture treatment has ever worked for a single human being. There's no evidence for it.
You're all guns blazing tonight,
well,
aren't you?
Right.
Okay.
My acupuncturist recommended it to help nourish my blood.
The goji berries.
Well, darling, you're not listening. It's not just the goji berries. It's the mug.
It's a large mug.
Of hot water and fresh ginger with goji berries.
Okay.
All right. Then because she's busy, that was at 11 a.m., then she must, I don't know, hoon around the city or something. Because then at 12:30, she has a quick lunch. So she must be busy, right? Made from a hard-boiled egg, chickpea hummus, raw chopped veggies, including carrots, cucumber and tomatoes, plus 1 orange. Now, what would happen if she had 2 oranges? And that's the question on everybody's lips who reads the Sydney Morning Herald.
Bloating.
She'd bloat.
Possibly.
I mean, today, because mandarins have just come into season in Sydney, I've had 4. So I don't know what's going to happen to me because of the 4 mandarins I've had.
Yeah.
Also, I'm on my second glass of wine, which I'm really enjoying. Hear that clink? That's my wine. Anyway, so that's what she has, plus one orange, and her diet. She's made a point of saying my diet is mainly plant-based. So that's lovely. So that's 12:30. So I guess that hurtles her through to 2:30, and then she has a peppermint tea. It's very adventurous, isn't it? Isn't that extraordinary?
Well,
She has a peppermint tea.
why not? Little bit of a
Pick up.
pick up in the afternoon.
Heaven forbid that she has
peppermint
a coffee and a Tim Tam. What would happen? She'd die. Anyway, then at 5:30, an early dinner of homemade vegetable and lentil bolognese with konjac spaghetti. David, quickly look up what is konjac.
Konjac.
What's konjac spaghetti?
I'll just put the iron down and.
Yeah, have a look at konjac. David's left the room, listeners, to go and investigate what exactly konjac spaghetti is, because nobody knows. Have you found it?
I'm looking. You look up until the Kojak. The
Konjac.
Konjac.
It's not a detective. It's not Kojak.
Yeah, the Konjac.
Konjac spaghetti. What is it? Yeah, what is it?
Konjac.
See, yeah. What is it?
It looks like a.
Yeah.
It looks like a tuber.
A tuber.
Is a high fiber, low calorie root vegetable grown in Asia. Do they have them down at Woolies? Used to create glucomannan flour,
What?
shirataki noodles, and jellies, known as the devil's tongue or elephant yam. It aids weight loss and manages blood sugar. See, I'm reading it on the internet, so it must be true.
Must be true,
And
yeah.
it provides a feeling of fullness. I don't think there's anything wrong with her
Well,
dinner.
why can't she just have spaghetti? What is wrong with having a bowl of pasta?
Yep, because that will be high GI. You know, it'll burn very quickly in her stomach, and the excess carbohydrate will convert to fat. And you see, the wonderful thing about the konjac,
Yeah, is what?
is that it's low calorie.
Yeah, and it's not
and it's
really
grown in
spaghetti. Do you want to get some? Let's try it.
Yeah, well, give it a go. I'm open.
And then she has on top, she's very, very naughty and adventurous, because on top of the homemade vegetable and lentil bolognese with konjac spaghetti, she has grated parmesan.
Oh, well, there you go.
Wow. So she's
A
really,
little bit of dairy.
she's hit the heights, hasn't she, there, of being daring with her diet. And then that's at 5:30. She eats dinner at 5:30.
Early. Maybe she
What?
goes to sleep early as well.
Why does she eat dinner at 5:30 in the afternoon? Who does that?
She's hungry after all the warm water.
Why would you eat dinner at 5:30? Oh, here we go. All right.
Read on. You know, you may
I'm
learn
nearly at
something,
the
Annie.
I'm nearly at the end of it. This is my point. Because she's eaten dinner so early. Then at 6 p.m. Oh, she's still up. A magnesium hot chocolate. Yes, made with low-fat milk and 1 square of 85% dark chocolate.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
So, as we know, magnesium is the new black, but has very, very limited application in pretty much anything. But
I've been
everyone,
told I have a magnesium deficiency.
who told you that?
A Reiki practitioner.
So, somebody waving their arms over you told you that you had a magnesium deficiency, or you
Yes,
must then.
it was
It's
something-
definitely true.
It was something to do with my birth.
Of course, your birth has robbed you of your magnesium. So, a magnesium hot chocolate made with low-fat milk and 1 square of 85% dark chocolate. And this is at 6 p.m.
Yep.
And when does she eat? She's the next meal, I guess she'd start the whole process again at 5:50,
tomorrow, yeah.
5:50. So I guess she's done, isn't she, by, I don't know, that might take her 12 minutes to drink the magnesium hot chocolate made with low-fat milk and 1 square of 85% dark chocolate. So what does she do then? That's at 6:15. So what is she allowed to watch television, or is there you know?
Annie, I think the article was about her diet, not her other.
Yeah, but it's the
lifestyle.
most boring thing I've ever read in my entire life.
Okay, but honestly, I mean, a lot of the stuff there you can't really argue with.
I can argue with it a lot.
What is it that you're arguing?
I'm
with,
arguing
though?
against the fact that this is how we end up with people with disordered eating. That's what I'm arguing about. This is how we end up with anorexics and people that slavishly follow some particular diet. And then you get into this situation where people have very, very limited eating choices, and then we're screwed. It's terrible that they print these things. Leave people alone. Try and eat normally. Have some meat. If you're not, unless you're vegetarian, then don't. Have some vegetables, have some fruit. Have a Tim Tam, have a glass of wine. For God's sake, live your life. I mean, this is ridiculous.
But what about the argument that you're only subjected to this injustice or this ridiculousness
Because she's middle class.
because people click on the link? I mean, people.
Yeah, but it's the Sydney Morning Herald. It's very, very mainstream.
Okay.
It's very, very In fact, one of my friends sent me this. So, she's a skincare and nutrition expert. Mm-hmm. Okay, and they're all... do you know what I bet? This is what I bet.
Okay.
I bet she actually... That's just bullshit. And she has McDonald's for breakfast. She probably, has, I don't know, a big bowl of chips for lunch. And then she's probably up at 11 o'clock at night having a kebab and half pissed because she's, had a couple of margaritas and a glass of wine. That's what I think.
Okay, so maybe strange things happen when someone asks you, tell us about a typical day of your diet. I mean, if I was to ask you.
All right, go on.
Okay, so how do you start the day? What do you eat?
I have an enormous full, latte. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take today. Yeah. All right? Let's take today. I had a big latte, and then I went to the gym, and then I had another latte, and then I had bacon.
You've had 2 lattes before what time?
11.
You've had 2 coffees before 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs?
And mushrooms, and about, I don't know, 3 times the normal amount of butter that people eat. It's true. And some jam.
You knocked off most of the jam.
Yeah.
And he's telling you the truth, by the way. I was at breakfast with her.
Yeah.
And yes.
I eat 3 times the normal amount of butter. I really like it. And I have jam. And then we toddled out to see our relative at the hospital. And then I had a hot chocolate.
You did.
And then I had a smoothie.
Yes.
A smoothie.
Hang on. Did you ask for extra protein in your smoothie?
Nah.
No.
And then I had some sort of slice, some delicious slice thing. And then I've had wine. Mm-hmm. And I've had a margarita.
Yeah, keep going. That's right. Courtesy of?
Courtesy of you.
Were they organic lemons?
Organic, of course. I'm very, very keen on organic. I've had an organic lemon margarita. And then I had steak and a whole lot of vegetables. And I'm planning on going downstairs to Woolworths, which is underneath our apartment, and getting some chocolate.
You aren't, are you?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Okay. So back to this notion of disordered eating.
But were you just showing off then, or is that typical for you?
That's what I eat.
That is pretty much what you eat.
That's what I eat.
That is, yeah. So, yeah, truth in podcasting.
It is what I eat.
And you're doing all right.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I seem to be all right. I do a lot of exercise, but I like it. And also I'm not, I do talk about it on the podcast, but I'm not, making a point of it, and I haven't got an Instagram following of here's my exercise regime. Anyway, my point is that this focus on eating is extremely privileged. It's extremely middle class, and it's very, very dangerous because there's a large portion of the population that is extremely vulnerable to these notions of what you should and shouldn't eat. And then you have people that have got the good bucket of eating, okay, and then they've got the bad bucket of eating. So she'd be one of them. So, anything processed, anything fried, and I'm not suggesting we all sit around eating chips every night, but if we demonise food to the extent that these people do, and bang on about hot water and fresh ginger or lemon or whatever they're talking about, we end up in this place where people start to be very, very frightened of what they're eating, and then the anxiety kicks in, and then you end up with and there are people in our environment girls in our environment who do have anorexia, and so I'm cranky about it. Stop asking people what they frigging eat, especially when they probably lie. What is this? It's the second time I've read 1 square of chocolate. Who eats in their right mind 1 square of chocolate and then toddles off to bed at 7:10?
Isn't that the South Beach diet or something like that?
No, what is that?
Well, I remember probably 10, 15 years ago, the South Beach diet was the new published diet. And I think it was low carbohydrate, high protein. And the thing about that very dark chocolate is it doesn't have a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah,
so you can have
whatevs. Whatevs,
Yep.
yeah, of course. You can have some dark chocolate, but you have to have 1 square and then talk about your water consumption.
Would
It's
you
this
be having more than
boring
1
thing.
square of chocolate tonight?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will not be having 1
your
square
peril.
to my peril, and I'll not be banging on about the amount of hot water that I drink. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, that's the first thing that made me cranky. What now?
Look, I was just going to say, you've said the problem with it is that, it does... It can lead to people having eating disorders when we've got this over focus on food. I think the thing that you haven't mentioned is the miracle food, the superfood.
Oh, the goji berries. Goji berries are purportedly a superfood.
Is it what's the thing that I can never pronounce properly? Chia.
Oh no! You're talking about acai.
Acai, yeah.
Now acai, which is now everywhere, so you can't walk past a shopping precinct without being assaulted by the notion of acai bowls. And acai was just a berry that was grown in South America, and it was so prolific they didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Because it was overrunning. So what they did, because they didn't know what to do with it, they harvested it and then marketed it as a superfood. So now it's everywhere.
And I
drives me insane.
I do think that's another significant part of the problem, and that is that people are just so, vulnerable. The newspapers, if you run your eye down almost any online newspaper, there's going to be some sort of super revelation about a health fix.
Of course,
maybe it's an exercise one,
of
or
course,
it's a new food, or
of course, yeah,
or
absolutely.
some such thing. And as you said, the Sydney Morning Herald is.
Well, it's very mainstream.
Mainstream
it's
paper.
very, very mainstream. So you're not looking at, some sort of Instagram influencer. You're looking at someone who has inferred credibility by the fact that she's being, presented by the mainstream media. Mm-hmm. And now somebody else has sent me something called, this is my friend, and she's sent me something called collagen hot chocolate. Uh-oh. And it's your best friend. This is what it has on it. It's from Nutrinaturals, packed with collagen for glowy skin. All natural with no synthetics. Your best friend for quality sleep. Made with alkalized organic cocoa. And they've got a picture of it in some sort of very grainy, sort of ceramic-y, rustic mug.
Oh, yeah.
So we get the idea that it's, it's
earthy and natural.
It's earthy and natural. Low in sugar with less than 0.5 gram, and good for supporting iron absorption, which is all total crap. It's total crap.
But it's on the internet.
Look, seriously, what are we going to do about this? Because we're being bombarded with these sort of notions of what's good for us, and it's unregulated. It's very, very bad generally for our health and also for our mental health, because we end up in this situation going, like me today when I was out at the hospital. It's lovely out there. I could have a normal hot chocolate, or I could hang on and come home and go to my pantry and get a collagen hot chocolate, which is going to make me look younger, because that's the other underlying inference is not only are we going to be healthy and possibly never die,
anti-aging,
but it's all anti-aging, right? I'm going to eat organically, I'm going to have collagen, and I'm going to have peptides. Peptides is just the most ridiculous thing. And it's interesting because my gym has just introduced some supplements called the Success Supplements. And yeah. And, everyone's talking about the SUPs. What about the SUPs? You've got to have the SUPs. Now, the problem with SUPs or supplements is we don't know where they're made. I'm not saying this about my gin supplements, but we don't know where they're made and they are unregulated. Here in Australia, the Therapeutic Goods Administration does not have the time to be examining every one of these supplements on the market, so they're just not. So we're sort of in the land of the Philistines, really, with supplements. So one of my friends recently took a pre-workout supplement, and then we sat down to breakfast, and she said, "Oh, I feel really weird." I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "Oh, I feel like I've got ants crawling under my skin."
Oh, that's nice.
So then we looked at the product disclosure
Mm-hmm.
on the packet, and it was just full of caffeine. So the pre-workout supplement was full of caffeine, right? So she began to feel unwell. And then I said to her, "Has this happened before?" And she said, "Yes, last week when I took it." So supplements, listeners, are not safe. They are unregulated. So instead of being suspicious of Big Pharma, as I have repeatedly said over the life of this podcast, be very, very wary of supplements.
Read the label. Read the
How
label.
do you know it's right?
Okay, yeah, and that is
You don't know.
and that is the extra piece of risk, and that is that the label may not be correct. But yeah, look, you can read the label, and you can, look at the new compound or the new something or other.
But you don't know because they can put anything on the label, David.
I know.
You're not talking correctly.
No, what I'm suggesting
no
to
point
you.
reading the label. Go on.
Okay.
Go back to your ironing.
Exercise your inquiring mind. Have a look and see what's on the label, but be warned that even if you find something like, nicotinamide, nuclear, blah, 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 and you do a Google search on it, you look it up and you find out what's in it, what you're probably going to get is a result that has drawn from a bunch of unregulated websites that have been basically preparing for this moment for you to research this new miracle drug. So,
what? I don't know what you just said. That was a bit pointless. Listen. Don't go away. Don't go away. Don't
okay.
go back to the ironing board. I need you. Listen, here's the thing, that there has now been endless cases of liver damage by people taking supplements. It's an increasing problem of people having liver damage and liver failure. And when they do the exploration of what happened was they had been taking supplements. Now, if you have a pharmaceutical, it takes years and years for that to be tested before it's released onto the market. You and I could go into the kitchen right now and cook something up and take some spices.
Homemade fibre.
And things, homemade fibre.
We could make some homemade fibre.
And some magnesium. We could get things. We could even get things from the dog cupboard. You've moved the dog food, I notice, have you?
No, you moved the dog food.
No, I didn't move the dog. Did you move the dog food back?
No, I put it back to where you put it.
Okay. Oh, that's very good. Anyway, we could get some things from the dog cupboard and we could mix it up and we could mark it as hyper alive, energy, protein, muscle, restorative powder.
Your bark will be better than your bite.
Now, we could actually do that.
Yes, we could.
And we could go down to the Manly markets and we could put it in white containers and we could print some labels and we could sell it.
Yes.
Now, we could do that. You cannot do that with a pharmaceutical. So, listeners, be very, very careful if somebody is recommending. Like at the moment, I'm about to do my own research. I don't quite know how to do that. Everyone is telling me to take creatine.
Right.
Have you heard about creatine?
Creatine. I was told in the 1980s that I should be taking creatine.
Who told you that? Some actor.
Marcus Graham or...
Oh, one of those people.
I went to the gym and, I know what it was. It was the guy in the supplements shop.
Funny about that.
Yeah. And, this is the new thing. This is the new miracle thing that's going to make you pack on those extra kilos of lean muscle.
Yeah, and get rid of the fat. So I was at the gym this morning and I must confess, I eat a lot of lollies And I've found that I've been doing this hydrating sup, putting a little bit in my bottle because I'm a shocking hypocrite, and drinking it, and it's sort of reduced my need for lollies in the morning because I do eat a lot of lollies. And anyway, so I don't know what I was going to say then about the sup.
Something about you? Did you?
Oh, the creatine. And then everyone started saying to me, are you taking creatine? Because it is very, very
Good for building muscle.
and effective against Alzheimer's.
Oh.
Well. As we know, it is in my mother very unfortunately passed away from it. It's a horrible disease. I don't want it, and I do a massive amount of exercise in order to not develop it. So, listeners, I'm going to actually talk to my friends that are in the industry and can actually analyse the data about creatine, and I will let you know next week.
Look, a colleague at work offered me an anti-aging supplement the other day.
Oh, what was it?
And I'm not exactly sure what it is, but at the time, I went straight to the label and I had a look at that, and then I had a look at the research on it. And I actually felt like I was betraying her for doing this. That there is so much excitement. And look, everybody's got the anecdote. I take this stuff, I feel fabulous. And it may be just good old, kitchen quality caffeine that's making you feel fabulous. The thing that I keep coming back to is that there is this completely unsophisticated belief that for the first time in history, some clever scientist or
Person in their garage.
a person in their garage
Has discovered the truth.
has discovered
The truth.
the miracle thing that is going to make you lose weight or restore the collagen in your skin or your memory and all of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
It's like, this moment in history is the moment that the miracle has occurred. And what we do is we forget that, I was pushed creatine in the 1980s.
Wow.
And then, once upon a time, people were told that if they consumed the oil that was squeezed out of a snake, then that would also cure a whole bunch of things.
It's snake oil.
And so we have the snake oil salesman. And it has been happening again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
And yes, look, the editor of the Sydney Morning Herald is thinking, their job.
I've got to fill it.
I've got to fill it. I've got to get people to click. And to click on
My Day on a Plate.
My Day on a Plate. And if she's a skincare person, then maybe if I ate like her, then I would have lovely glowing
and a
skin as well.
nutritionist. Let me just say that I'm just saying, you can be a nutritionist with 2 days training on a weekend. If you want to sort out your diet, you need to go to a university-trained dietitian. Thank you.
Yes. You can be a nutritionist after 2 days, but will you be a good one?
I think so. I could be one.
Look,
I've got a podcast.
There was a miracle pharmaceutical that hit the market in the last 3 or 4 years, and it's called Ozempic. And if you look at a whole bunch of our favourite Hollywood movie stars, a lot of them are now much leaner and thinner because they've been taking this particular drug.
Yeah.
Now, and he's looking at me with side eyes at the moment.
No.
And I
have no issue with any of that, with Mounjaro or Ozempic.
Yeah.
No moral issue.
Because
I will not pearl clutch about it.
You won't pearl clutch about it because it has run the gauntlet of scientific examination. And it has had a dramatic effect for, a whole bunch of people.
Good. Many people are less likely to be diabetic as well because of it.
And
so
it's
I
a
have
pharmaceutical,
no issue.
not a supplement.
It is. And they don't know about the long-term impact of it, but hell, we don't know about the long-term impact of many pharmaceuticals. So on that note, I am
even-handed note,
going to investigate creatine before next week. I promise.
And you're going to go down to Woolworths and buy some chocolate tonight.
Oh, David nearly dropped the microphone on me. Oh, I might want some, I don't know, I want something yummy. Okay. Anyway,
I'm going to iron some more.
David's gone back to ironing. I'm going to finish now because it's time for us to watch a film. So thank you so much for tuning in, listeners. And wherever you are in the world, stay safe, stay well. Can you not make a noise where I'm signing off?
Oh, sorry.
So wherever you are in the world, stay safe, stay well. Keep your critical thinking hat on. See you later. Bye. Thanks for tuning into Why Smart Women with me, Annie McCubbin. I hope today's episode has ignited your curiosity and left you feeling inspired by my anti-motivational style. Join me next time as we continue to unravel the fascinating layers of our brains and develop ways to sort out the fact from the fiction and the over 6,000 thoughts we have in the course of every day. Remember, intelligence isn't enough. You can be as smart as paint, but it's not just about what you know, it's about how you think. And in all this talk of whether or not you can trust your gut, if you ever feel unsafe, whether it's in the street, at work, in a car park, in a bar, or in your own home, please respect that gut feeling. Staying safe needs to be our primary objective. We can build better lives, but we have to stay safe to do that. And don't forget to subscribe, rate and review the podcast and share it with your fellow smart women and allies. Together, we're hopefully reshaping the narrative around women and making better decisions. So until next time, stay sharp, stay savvy, and keep your critical thinking hat shiny. This is Annie McCubbin signing off from Why Smart Women. See you later. This episode was produced by Harrison Hess. It was executive produced and written by me, Annie McCubbin.